als wir denken.
Mhm. Ja, es haben nur wenige Gnade für sie gehabt.
Ja.
Und jetzt kommt der letzte Fall. Schüsse bei Mondlicht.
Bist du beim Mondlicht wäre mir aber lieber.
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson,
We have. Where to?
to the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
Ah, I can hear them on the stairs now.
Well, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Wow.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes is my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, because I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
Well, and forget about the dinner. Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
Ja. Für das Igelgulasch. Ach, Holmes hat schon recht. So viel wie die Kleinen für uns tun, können wir ruhig mal unseren Kotzreflex unterdrücken und essen, was sie kochen.
Rattenschädelsalat klingt ja echt wild.
Ja. Ist eine seltene Delikatesse auf den Straßen Londons.
Bäh.
Okay, da geht's scheinbar nicht.
Ist aber dunkel, die Straße.
Ist ja auch Nacht. Guten Tag, die Herrschaften. Na gut. Dann schauen wir uns doch mal um hier. Whitechapel. Da war eine Erinnerung wach. Zum Glück rennt hier Jack the Ripper nicht mehr rum. Ach, ich bin mir sicher, die 2 schlafen hier nur.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in 88.
Ach ja, der.
But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving.
Das wird schon klappen.
Who were the victims?
The 2 men here, both shot. The stabbed fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
Ah ja.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were 2 other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the two victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the two dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by two police constables.
Also mich überzeugt das nicht wirklich.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any
Wahrscheinlich während
shots.
des Feuerwerks.
The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
What were the fireworks in honor of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Ah, yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course. Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me. He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant.
Ja, nicht sehr schön.
The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound. A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti must have done some time there. Brian Vercotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
Ja. Arme Sau.
Ein Holzstück?
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look.
Ah,
Ja, das ist ein Stock.
This shard of wood is quite new. The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance.
also hat er nicht ganz so doll gelitten wie der andere.
Ja.
This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens.
Meins. Heißt es am Tatort nicht, wer es findet, darf's behalten?
Mr. Holmes, did you see my brother at Scotland Yard? Is he all right?
Wo denn schon gut hin?
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
Aber erstmal gucken wir ihn uns an. Okay, eindeutig ein Mann. Ein Orden Balaklava Krimkrieg. Ein Kriegsveteran. Aha. Braucht eine Stütze, hat ein schwaches Bein und hinkt. Fehlende Knöpfe, ein armes Leben. Ja, wie die meisten Kriegsveteranen damals.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Mhm.
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
Ich glaube ihm kein
No,
Wort.
I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment. Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the Half Moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
Mhm.
Er ist mein Hauptverdächtiger.
Widersprüchliche Aussagen. Mr. Turner hat ausgesagt, dass er an seinem Fenster gestanden hat, bis die Polizei eintraf. Das widerspricht jedoch Constable Meros Aussage, der niemanden am Fenster gesehen hat.
Genau.
Okay, sonst haben wir wohl noch nichts. Ach ja, wir haben ja noch das Blumenmädchen. Ach, hier ist sie ja. Guten Tag.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
Ich habe da so eine Vermutung. Was ist, wenn die 2 sich gegenseitig erschossen haben?
Okay, dann müsst ihr noch eine zweite Knarre legen.
A fairly long pole with a forked end.
Ah, da passt bestimmt das andere Ende dazu.
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime, is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
Ich würde sagen Holzstück. Ich glaube, das könnte von seinem vermissten Gehstock stammen.
Ja, aber ich glaube, das hat mit der Situation gerade nichts zu tun.
Hm.
Ich würde Turners auch sagen. Turner ist der Constable?
That is very
Nee,
interesting,
eigentlich
Mr.
nicht.
Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the
Ja,
truth,
mir ist
sir.
klar.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
Dreh ihm bloß nicht den Rücken zu, den alten Mann.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly.
Ah, da ist ja ein Gehstock. Aber das Bücherregal scheint wohl interessanter zu sein.
Ja.
Aha.
Ja, da fehlt das Stück.
A perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
Interessant.
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here, a short while ago.
Hat er vielleicht in einem Buch eine Waffe versteckt gehabt?
Ja, vielleicht. Als Kriegsveteran hat er garantiert eine Waffe.
Mr.
Yeah.
Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
Rausspuren? Zerschnittenes Papier?
There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife is quite sharp. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper.
Toll. Dann schauen wir doch mal aus dem Fenster. Wow.
So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead body of Kenneth Butler. Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
Anything else you would like to know, Mr. Holmes?
Ja, wo ist Ihr Geld?
Ja.
Hat einer fragt.
Das interessiert dich aber nicht, Holmes.
Tasche, verbrannte Seiten.
The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are illegible.
Schade.
This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
Unzustand.
An den korrekten Ablauf der Ereignisse fest. Ich würde sagen, das war zuerst. Er hat einen Schuss gehört, ist dann aufgestanden. Schaut aus dem Fenster, sieht, was da passiert ist, geht dann runter zur Leiche, nimmt sie etwas, bricht sein Stöckchen ab. Legt den kaputten Stock ab, nimmt etwas. schneidet etwas aus Papier, was... Und dann verbrennt er etwas. Ergibt das irgendwie Sinn?